children or with themselves, because I really believe that extreme self-care is really important, because when you take care of yourself, it's that oxygen mask on an airplane. When you are fully taking care of yourself, then you have the energy and the presence to be the person who you really want to be and live your life the way you want to do it. And one of the ways that I help women who are either overwhelmed or really want that extreme self-care is I encourage them to get outside of their norm, to really look at their life in a different perspective. And one of the ways I do that is through my SpaLife retreats, where they can actually go away for a couple days, really look at how their life is being impacted, really look at the environment that supports them, and start realigning their life with the values that would mean a life of inspiration for them.
Well, you know, I love the idea of one day, whether it's a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday, doing that would be your someday kinds of things. I think that's brilliant. I do want to ask you, though, because I could just hear these women saying, but I have to be there for my kids, or I have to pick up my kids at school, or I have to get this job done, or my boss has to have this delivered to him by 5 o'clock, or, you know, I can just hear all these have-tos, and legitimate have-tos, not you know, things that aren't significant. What do you tell people about those?
Well, I think that it's, you know, who says that it's a have-to? You know, it's like we keep adding these things onto our plate. However, you know, if we have too many things going on and, you know, we're running to, you know, the soccer and the project, I mean, how many times as women you've been at work and you're preoccupied and you're thinking about your family and your kids, or you're home with your kids and you're thinking about your work and a project and a client, and you're not present in either. So when you let go of some of those things, I mean, it is more important to say, you know, you look at the totality of all the things going on in your kid's life. You aren't necessarily going to be able to be there for every single thing and be able to do the other aspects of your life. So you're really, you know, I think what is important to children is that when you are with them, that you are present. And no matter where you are, to be present in that moment. So, you know, I mean, we've all had either been there, done that, where, you know, we've had kids that are young and, you know, they're asking us a lot of questions and we're like, but we're not really listening. And kids feel that, you know, and it's the same for our clients. I mean, are you really present with them? It would be much more beneficial to everyone to do less, but be more present in what you are doing. So versus just driving yourself crazy, because what happens if you keep the cycle of the running around, you are going to, it's just a matter of breakdown. You're going to either get yourself sick or you're not going to be present and you're not going to really serve anyone. So you really have to look at, you know, is it really critical? Do you really have to do it? Because there's actually very few things that you actually have to do. There can be, you know, does it really, you have to ask yourself the questions, how does it affect the quality of my life? If I do this one particular thing, does it really matter?
I think that's a very important question. Absolutely, Diane. And I also, I know how important it is to be in the now and to be in the present. And I think that's a very important lesson for people to learn. I still think you have a lot of work to do with people who have these dichotomies in their life where they really are living three separate lives, you know, their life, their kids' life, and their work life. I think it's a tough blend. And I know I certainly had that. I was very fortunate because of the husband I had. I mean, he was fabulous, and he picked up the pieces in a lot of things that I did not. So I was very, very fortunate. But again, it's a tough thing to do. But I know you also have, you know, 3 favorite quotes, and I'm dying to hear what they are. What are your favorite top 3 quotes?
So the first 2 are actually ones that I share with my clients. And the first one is that your calendar is your mind in action. So what I mean by that is whatever is on your calendar is what you focus on, and that is the experience of your life. If you are looking at your calendar and you have a lot of things on there that you don't love and that you don't want to do, your calendar it's a reflection of your life. It's what you've decided. And so I encourage people to put on not just those, you know, projects, but to put things to look forward to. So to put on like that Friday as a getaway, or even just a couple hours and to put like going either on a walk or the gym as a health appointment, where is this, excuse me, these are the priorities that you want to have in your life. Because if you take a snapshot of your calendar and you look at like, this is not the life that I wanted to live, then that is the time to deconstruct that and really look at how it is that you want to live your life. Because, if we fast forward, at the end of your life, what are the things that you're going to remember? It's the experiences, it's the people, it's those aspects of it. It's important to design that into your life so that that becomes the reflection of your life. If you're at the last twilight of your life and you're looking back, you're not going to say like, oh, I wish I would have, taken on more projects, or I wish I would have, ran more carpools, or, these are the kind of things about what is the expression of your life. And then the second one is that creativity craves clarity. In order for us to be more creative, and I believe all of us have a creative aspect to what we bring into the world, we need to have more clarity. Clarity of space, clarity of mind. And so we got to look at what are the things that we can do, that we can move those things off our plate so we can have that clear space. A great example of this is one of my clients that had piles around her all the time. She couldn't get her mind clear. And when we just cleared a workspace for her, what used to take her months and months, she was actually able to finish in an afternoon because she was able to get crystal clear and create the space and the container that would support her in doing that. And my favorite quote that I share with people is by Clement Watt, and it's take the first step, no more, no less, and the next step will be revealed. Sometimes we're looking way down the road at all the other steps, and we're not just focused on that first step, because when we take that first step, it's actually a different vantage point, and then different things will be revealed to us. If we get our mind too preoccupied in the other steps, we're missing on the nuances that the first step leads us to.
Wow, those are great. Those are great. Well, now, I do understand you have a gift, though, for our audience. So what is it, and why did you create it, and where can they go to get it?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. So my gift is because I believe that the physical space is something that really makes a difference for people. And so my gift is the Clutter Awareness Quiz. And I created it so that entrepreneurs could see exactly where they stand in the key areas of their life. So with this awareness, your listeners will be able to make immediate, small, but important shifts to reduce clutter in their lives. And my mission is to help smart people like you and your listeners to reduce the chaos and the busyness and the sense of having to do more in their life. And clutter holds you back in many ways, mentally, physically, and clutter is also costly. So the quiz shows you where to focus. And when you get these things handled, it creates more calm in your life, more serenity, and more excellence in all the things that you do. So you can go to the clutterawarenessquiz.com. And when they go to the clutterawarenessquiz.com, it only takes 4 minutes and you get results right away. And that assessment gives you laser focus in the areas where you need most help. And it's a quick and easy tool to really, refine your efforts and to really start honing in where I should be spending my time and how my environment affects us. I mean, we don't necessarily realize until we get that snapshot of what kind of things are affecting us in a lot of different ways. So it's really helpful to realize your next move by doing that. So again, the clutterawarenessquiz.com.
Wonderful. So is that the best way to find you as well, Diane, if people wanted to get in touch with you?
Yes, that would be great. You can also get me at Diane Halfman Fan on Facebook, and I have a lot of free tips and strategies, and particularly for the people who are still in the place of overwhelm. And I get what you're saying about those practical things. What can you add into your life each day to really shift those feelings so that you can live a regret-free life? So yes, please feel free to follow me there on Facebook. You can personal message me as well.
Okay, so folks, you either go to the clutterawarenessquiz.com, take the quiz. That's for your own self-awareness and growth. Or if you want to connect with Diane on Facebook, it's Diane, D-I-A-N-E, Halfman, H-A-L-F-M-A-N, Fan, F-A-N. I want to thank you so much for being with us today, Diane. It's really been an education, one I needed as well. So I really appreciate that. And I'm going to make some changes when I go back home. So thanks so much for being with us today, and good luck to you in the future.
Thank you so much for having me.